Hello lads and lassies, and welcome back to another video. If you're wondering why I'm a lot quieter than normal, it's because I'm filming in my spare room. My parents are asleep just across the hall, so yeah, but I'm impatient and I kind of want to make this video because I've got the time and I am trying to fix my sleep schedule. So right now I'm recording this on the 14th of December. You guys won't see this till New Year's Day, so Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. But there's only one thing in this video that I don't have yet, but I will cut a segment out and add it back in when I get it on Christmas Day. So if there's like a bit of a weird like change locations for one thing, then that's why. So but yeah, without further ado, just want to preface this quickly. There will be no 4K steelbooks in this. If you want to see that, I'll put a link in the description, and yeah, I'll put a link in the description. And so if there's stuff missing, like for instance, you might be thinking, oh, why does he have all of the MCU but not the Avengers films on 4K? Well, that's because I got the steelbooks, so if you want to see them, check out the video below. But that's about it. So it'll just be basic box releases, and this will be going from numbers to Z. So yeah, as always, if you enjoy this, remember to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. But without further ado, let's just get into this. Okay, first up is 3:10 to Yuma. Now, this is a film that I had seen in HMV before, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Cool if I picked that up, and well, I did. Picked it up on a 2 for 24 as well. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet. It's still sealed, so I want to watch this soon because I like both the actors and I like the directors. So can't comment on the quality or anything, but yeah, the first one is 3:10 to Yuma. Next up, and the second last one, and the numbers one isn't very long, and that's 1917. Now, 1917 I had on Blu-ray, but I mentioned in a previous video that I purged a bunch of my Blu-rays so I got them in 4K because half the time they come with the Blu-ray anyway. So yeah, I've had 1970 for ages. I've only seen it once. I didn't see it in cinemas. I saw it on Blu-ray, but I picked this up in a CEX, like £10, pretty much brand new, completely fine. So really good film. I think it gets a bit too much slack in terms of, well, it's not truly one shot, but it's the illusion which is cool. Yeah, you can tell where it's been cut, but it's still really cool to see. So people pissing and moaning about it, do what you want, but I think this is a really good film. Yeah, looking forward to seeing Sam Mendes in the next one. I believe it's Empire of Light. Yeah, looking forward to that. That's 1917. And finally, in the numbers, I know, very short. And this one I am going to try chapters. So I'm going to edit right after this, so I'll try chapters. And finally, another sealed one. 2001 A Space Odyssey. I picked this up on Amazon for like 16 quid, I think it was. Watched this with Callum a year or two ago, maybe. What a gorgeous film, even on Blu-ray. Like, that film is a marvel for when it was made, and even now it is amazing. The visuals are stunning, the sets are amazing. It's an incredible film, and I'm so excited to check it out in 4K soon, because I've heard the 4K is really good. But not much else to say on that, but that's 2001 A Space Odyssey. Okay, so now on to the A's. I am going to give away one thing about my pickups video, because the rest I won't say what's new and what's not, but you'll see. But I will say one thing. If you've seen my best looking 4Ks I've seen so far video, I mentioned that Callum had the slipcover for Alien and I didn't, and that I loved the slipcover, right? So I go over to his day or two later. What has he got for me but a brand new copy of Alien with the slipcover for me, and it is immaculate. So I now have 2 copies of Alien in 4K. Thank you very much, Callum. I am very happy with this because it just looks so nice on a shelf. Just looks so nice on a shelf. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know if it's focusing correctly. But yeah, really have to have this. Have seen this 4K, it's sealed, but the open copy is away. But this film is incredible. I love this film. I think it is a masterclass, and well, it's it's Alien. What else do I need to say? The 4K looks great. The darks are insane. Really, 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 really good 4K. Like I said in that best 4Ks I've ever seen video, I wish we could get an Aliens 4K, but it's Disney, so we'll probably get Disney Plus, and then that's it, because the diehards have that as well. So probably won't ever get a physical release for that. But yeah, that's Alien with the slipcover. Thank you very much, Callum. Next is a film that I talked about in my pickups video for November. That this is a film that I didn't like at all in the cinema, really. I thought it was okay. I just contradicted myself, but you know what I mean. But I wanted to give it a retry because I needed it with... it was in a combo deal with The Shape of Water. I probably won't edit much of this, apart from long silences, so I'll ramble on, but that's about it. This is Alita Battle Angel in 4K. Now you may be wondering, who you didn't like that for? Where'd you get it? It's because I needed it in a twofer with, I believe, Shape of Water. And it was the only thing there that I was like, I want to give this another try. So I do have this in 4K. The slipcover is immaculate. I'm not going to bother trying it all. I'm focusing on it. Yeah, it's still sealed. I've not watched it yet. But this comes with the 4K, the 3D, and the Blu-ray, which is kind of insane. But yeah, looking forward to checking this out at some point again, because it's been... When did it come out? 2018? It's been like 4 years, so look forward to checking this out now that I'm a bit more open-minded, but we'll see. Next up is the one of the ones that I just picked up on not on a whim, but I really wanted to rewatch for Halloween, and I didn't end up rewatching it, but I spent 30 quid on it. And that's the American Werewolf in London Arrow Video Limited Edition kind of box thing. It's not going to focus on me. It is going to focus on me. Bro, what are you focusing? Alright, I hate my camera. I'm not going to bother showing you the spines for this. It's just my collection, but yeah. Comes with just the 4K, which is kind of weird. It's just the 4K disc in there. You can get this separately, but I kind of wanted the big box because it looks very nice on the shelf. But yeah, I love this film. I don't know why I was doing it in the face, because I love it. I love this film so much. Yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. Just the creature effects are insane in this. They're so good. And I'm very excited to check this out in 4K, because I know this got a release from Turbine. I don't know which release is better, but hail. But yeah, that's an American Werewolf in London. Next up, we have another... Well, we're still in the A's, so next up we have another film that I've only seen once, but really liked it, and when I saw it had a 4K, I was like, yes, I need to get that. And that is Annihilation. I've not heard much about this 4K. I know the film itself is gorgeous, so I'm looking forward to checking this out at some point. But we'll see. Really liked this film the first time I saw it, but looking forward to checking this out very, very soon. Probably. I say that I don't watch much, and I need to start watching more. But yeah. Next up, we have another film which I got in a 2 for 30 with Incredible Hulk, if you see my pickups video for November. And that is Apollo 13. I've not watched this yet, obviously, as you can see it's still sealed. But this is a film I've seen once, maybe 10 years ago, I think. Yeah, remember it being really good, but not blowing me away. But now that like I'm way older and I can appreciate it more, I'm looking forward to checking this out. I also know that this is apparently a very good 4K, and it is a true 4K, so look forward to checking that out soon. So now for the last of the A's, and another film that I love a lot, and that is A Star is Born. As you can see, it's still sealed. I've not watched the 4K yet, but I do have the Steelbook and the Encore edition that's got the extended, which I still haven't watched yet either. I love this film when I saw it in the cinema. Saw it twice, saw it once with my own, saw it once with my mum. She loves it as well. She's got like the lyrics printed out in frames in the living room, and a poster in the living room, and just such a good film. Bradley Cooper did a really good job directing here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the future. And Lady Gaga is incredible, like fucking hell. The music is brilliant as well. Heartbreaking shit, but fantastic film. Looking forward to checking this out in 4K. yeah, that's It's a Star is Born. Okay, now on to the B's. First up, we have a box set that I haven't watched yet. There's a big pattern here. I've not watched a lot of my 4Ks, but this is one of the first ones I got, and I love it so much. I was going to get the Zavi Steelbooks, but I can't bother. These films mean a lot to me in terms of like my childhood, but I can't be bothered getting the Steelbooks right now. And that is the Back to the Future trilogy. This has such a nice set, really nice gloss to it. Spine is beautiful. It's not focusing, I do apologise. But the best part about this set is it's a fold out. You have all your discs there. It's just so nice. And I believe I got this on offer for like £30 from Amazon brand new, like a year ago. Such a lovely set. Again, the movies, I love the whole trilogy. This is my childhood again, along with a bunch of other stuff. Such good trilogy. There's not a bad film here for me. I really like the third one. I like the sequels more than the first, but that's probably because I've seen the first more. You'll find that's a very common thing with films with me. But yeah, fantastic set. Love this so much. Look forward to checking it out again. Again, I've not watched the 4Ks, but I've heard they're good. Next up, yeah, this film. Watched this recently with Callum, and I find this film really boring. I appreciate what it did and what it gave us in its sequel, but I watched it with Callum. It's a gorgeous 4K, but I just find it to be extremely boring most of the time. That doesn't mean to say it's bad. Like, I think it's bad. Like, no. Like, if you love this film, I'm happy for you. But for me, it bores me to death a lot of the time. And that is Blade Runner, the final cut. Yeah. I just find this one really boring. I think I've seen it 3 times. I watched this with Callum at the end of November, if you've seen my What I Watched video for November. I didn't enjoy this. I just find it extremely boring. Not much more to say on that. 4K is gorgeous, but it's kind of one of those films that you kind of not have to own, but you want to own if you're into film, even if you don't really care for it. But yeah, happy to have it on 4K, but you know, not the biggest fan. This one, however, a very big fan. Blade Runner 2049. Now, I don't know what it is about this film, but I love it way more than that one. Again, 4K for this is gorgeous. Yeah, but like I said, this was one of the first. I'm pretty sure this was like one of the 5 4Ks, the first 5 4Ks I bought when I had my voice crack. When I got my Series X. But prior to that, I already had loads of 4Ks because a lot of the steelbooks would come with 4Ks that I pre-ordered. I would get steelbooks anyway. But yeah, this is one of the first like standard 4Ks I bought outside of steelbooks when I got my Series X, and God, it's so gorgeous. I love this film to bits. Me and Callum both do. Wish I had a slicker for it, although I don't think the 4K does have one. But if it does, send it to me, please. No, love this film. It's absolutely brilliant. I've watched this one. Pardon me. This is one of the ones I have actually watched in 4K. But yeah, brilliant shit. Yeah, I've been going back and forth between watching this again soon, but we'll see. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Next up is a film that I saw in the theaters. This is from this year. I saw in the theaters, and I didn't. I explained this again in my other video, and hopefully this is the last time I have to explain it. Not in a bad way, but you know what I mean. This is a film that I saw in the cinemas quite late on in its run. Although, to be fair, I did see it in the same day as I saw 4 other films. I believe that day consisted of... What was it? Don't Worry Darling in the morning. Then See How They Run. Then Bullet Train, then Ticket to Paradise, then Avatar in IMAX. So that it's around the end of September. And I saw this film in a ScreenX screening, because we don't have ScreenX where we are, but we travelled somewhere to go see it in ScreenX. To go see Avatar in IMAX, but Callum was away doing something else, and I was left on my own for the day, so I just went and see a bunch of films. But yeah, Screen X is bullshit. I'm gonna say it again. I think it's such a gimmick and it's such horseshit. It adds nothing to the experience, and I don't get it. And I thought that might have been why I didn't enjoy the film. But upon rewatch last month, it turns out that it's just a bit too much for me in terms of it just throws shit at you constantly, and you're just like, fucking Christ. And that is Bullet Train. Now, Bullet Train, I got this in a twofer with Thor: Love and Thunder. And I want to try it again, and I'm glad I have it on Blu-ray, 4K. Sorry, I like it more than I did in the cinemas. Not much more, but I do like it more. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, and Brad Pitt are the best part of this film. Apart from that, it just feels like they throw flashbacks at you constantly, and it's just a bit much for me sometimes. But I do think it's good. I do think it's good. It's a film that when I saw the first trailer for it, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to love that. And I didn't. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, 4K looks gorgeous. This is a true 4K, and I have watched this one. Yeah, very, very nice looking 4K. Okay film. Okay to good film. Right, now on to our first C, which I hate it when shit like that happens where there's, well, you just saw it was, it's Candyman. But I hate when shit like that happens where, like, wrapping has been on the Blu-ray for so long that it, like, sticks to the top of the case. It's so infuriating. Sorry, I'm just in it. Sorry, it's bugging me. But yeah, next up, let's start the C's. We have Candyman. Now, this is a film that, fuck it, I'll go into it. So this is a film that when I heard it was getting remade, I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. And then when they cast, I'm not going to say his name, but you know it, the main guy, Yahya Abdul-Mateen the second, sorry. I was like, oh, that's a really good casting choice. And I had watched the first and the second one with one of my ex-friends and kind of tricked myself into thinking that they were better than they were, in my opinion. I don't really care for the originals. I respect what they've done for the genre and that we got this film. But I just find them to be very boring. Again, if you love them, that's awesome, but they're just not for me. Now, incoming hot take. I like this more than the original. I love this film. I think it is fantastic. Me and Callum both think it's fantastic. I had to wait not nearly a year, but like a good, well, yeah, no, about a year to watch this because that ex-friend took the fucking piss with how long. Like, we would just never get around to doing it. I had the Blu-ray for so long. I was like, Callum, do you just want to watch it? I was like, yeah, sure. And we both came out of this loving it. I think it's fantastic. And we seem to be in the minority with this. Because we love it. And not a lot of people do. But yeah, that's Candyman. I do have well, it should be up by now. The steelbook unboxing of this should be up by now. And I'll probably give this copy to Callum when that gets here. But yeah, Candyman. Love this film. Again, haven't watched it, but I opened it. I don't actually know why I opened it. But yeah. Now for obviously another C, because we're still on C's. This is a double pack, and that's the Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield and Cloverfield double pack. Now, again, these are films that apparently are not true 4Ks, and, you know, they're not considered a true, like, jump in quality, but I love these films. The first one I've grown to love so much, and even when I first saw it, I loved it. I think it is just, it shows the monster so well in the terms of people being on the ground and you seeing it. The found footage works so well for that film. And then again, 10 Cloverfield Lane, I was there when the marketing train was going for this. Now, that's the thing, it was barely even a train, it was literally like a bike ride around the corner. The film got a trailer like a month before it came out, and then it was in cinemas, and it may not connect to Cloverfield well, but fuck me, these films are brilliant, like, and we won't talk about the rest, but yeah, I love these films. I think they are brilliant. So good, and again, I haven't watched them yet, but happy to have them in 4K. And that's the thing, like, I had this conversation with Callum when we first started, like, properly buying stuff in, like, October. We were like, we're just gonna get stuff that apparently looks good. But now it's at the point where, like, if it means a lot to us, like, we want it in the premium format, and that's, again, with this, is like, I want it in the premium format, so. Next up, we have another film that is just... Where's that scraping? Sorry, that was just... okay, I'm not moving that again, sorry. I think that's just that's the cardboard scraping off the plastic, sorry. Sorry. Please. Fucking hell. So many sounds. I'm going to keep this in. It's 1:15. Anyway. We have Collateral. Now, again, film I had on Blu-ray. Heard the 4K was an upscale, but love it. Haven't seen the 4K yet, obviously, because it's sealed. But yeah, really excited to check this out in 4K at some point. I'm surprised it has a 4K, but also not. But yeah, looking forward to checking this out. Can't really say much. I think it's one of Tom Cruise's best performances ever. Just brilliant. If you haven't seen it before, check it out. Next up is one of the biggest disappointments in recent memory for me. Now, I'm a massive Conjuring fan. I didn't see the first one in cinemas, but I saw the second one in cinemas 3 or 4 times. I love that film to bits, and I'm annoyed that the first two don't have 4Ks. And you can probably see where this is going. It's The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. This film was such a disappointment for me. I think this is the first one I saw out of lockdown, and to this day it still hurts. I picked this up recently in a twofer. I've still not watched the 4K. Me and Callum are meant to be watching this soon, but just a disappointment. Again, I think that obviously Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are fantastic again. They hold it together for me, and there are some really good scares, but it's just not. There's something off about it, and I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm getting a bit sad. But yeah, they never made me do it. Disappointing. The fact they're making a 4th one with the same guy, I'm like, bro, please. I mean, I had doubts when I heard it was the guy who directed La Llorona that was directing this, and I was like, oh, maybe it's okay. And then I watched it, and I was like, it's good. And then like a day later, I was like, it's not great. It's not bad, but it's better than any of the spin-offs, apart from maybe Creation. But yeah, no, I don't want to talk about that. And the fact it's an 18 on 4K. Because another thing, some films are 18 on 4K but 15 on Blu-ray. Me and Cam have the theory that it's because of the graphic detail might look more graphic, or there's bonus features sometimes, like the Predator 4K is only an 18 and the Predator Blu-ray is only an 18 because the trailer's rated an 18 but the movie's rated 15 and the trailer's on the Blu-ray. I don't understand it either, but it's weird. Next up, we have another film that I saw in the cinemas with Callum and really liked. Again, I watched it in 4K at least, and that is Crawl. Now this got a 4K release in September, and it's just 4K. There's no Blu-ray on this. I do have the Blu-ray, so you'll probably see that in my Blu-ray collection video. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Love this to bits. It's so good. Alexander Aja, again, he did the Piranha remake and Horns, I believe. I love those two as well. Brilliant little crocodile film. Alligator, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't... Alligator. It's an alligator. Yeah. Great film. Not watched the 4K yet, but I know it's a true. So, look forward to checking that out. Okay, now we're on to the Ds. Again, if there's something missing here that you're like, what is it of that Steelbook video? In terms of like series and stuff. So consider this like a part 2 to that. So those 2 videos will go together quite well. And then the unboxing videos will tell you if I've gotten anything new since then. Because the 4K Steelbook one was one of the first I put up on the channel. But yeah, now we're on to the Ds, which, controversial opinion, I don't order mine in complete alphabetical order. Next we have a bit of the DC universe with Zack Snyder, and that is Man of Steel. Now, again, most of these I've had on Blu-ray before. I really like this film. Saw this in cinemas when it first came out. Thought it was really good. I still really like it to this day. I'd probably even say I love it. And again, it was just a must-have on 4K. It looks really good, although I know it's not true. Still looks really good. Very happy to have this on 4K, and God, that box art is lovely. Yeah. I know it's the same as the Blu-ray, but still looks great. Next up we have this one I've watched, although I've watched Callum's copy, not mine. And that is Batman vs Superman, the Ultimate Edition. Now, I know through Callum that apparently this had a 4K before with the standard Blu-ray cover, but apparently it looked like there were so many issues. The IMAX ratio wasn't correct, just other stuff, it just wasn't great. But then this got a re-release recently, and apparently, and well, I say apparently, me and Callum watched it and it's gorgeous. This film is really, really good. I've come to appreciate this film a lot. I think it's actually really good, and I think the Ultimate Edition is the best version of it, even though it is quite long. I stand by that. I've grown to really, really like most of the DC universe. Like, I liked Suicide Squad when it first came out. No, not the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. So, yeah. I mean, I still have a soft spot for it, but I haven't watched it in like years. But yeah, really, really like this film. I think it's really, really good. And that cover art is just gorgeous. As I said, it's still sealed, but we watched. That's my cinema ticket. Back in when I saw it, but like I said, I haven't watched this. I haven't watched my copy, but I've watched Callum's because I got him the 4K Justice League trilogy when it was on sale. Next up, we have. What is that? Oh, sorry, I was just looking at one of the things, and the other ones I was curious as was. What was that? Next up, we have Wonder Woman, which I really like that 4K cover. Which again, I saw this in cinemas when it first came out. Loved it. Still think it's really, really good. We're not getting a Wonder Woman 3 now, maybe not with her, but well, not at all, but maybe we will get more Wonder Woman in the future, I would imagine. But this is one that I have watched. I think it looks really good in 4K. Slipcover is really nice and lovely. Yeah, not much more to say other than really, really, really like this film, and it was definitely worth picking up in 4K. Next up, another film that I wanted to pick up in 4K because I saw this in IMAX and it brought me to tears. It is horrifying. Although you cannot forget Piper Alpha because that shit was fucking horrible. And that is Deepwater Horizon. Again, this is one of the things where I really wanted this. I don't know if it's true, I think it is, but I haven't rewatched this yet because it's heavy shit, but such a brilliant film though. Fantastic. I have the Blu-ray steelbook for it. So good. Look forward to checking this one out at some point. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet, but brilliant. I love this film so much. Next, we have a classic, Die Hard. Again, I've heard this looks brilliant in 4K. It's a true. We won't get these on physical. We have them in Disney Plus, like 2, 3, and I think 4 and 5 have 4Ks in Disney Plus, but this is the only physical one. Yeah, haven't watched it yet, but just happy to own it and looking forward to watching it eventually. Next, we have one that I watched recently and picked up recently, and it was so different to what I thought it was going to be. So that's why I am withholding my true opinion until I rewatch it again, now that I know what it is, and that's Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is such a strange film in terms of this isn't what I thought it would be. I respect it for what it is. It's a director's complete vision and like no substitute, so I respect that. It's very rare these days, but I need to go back again and watch it to see how I feel about it. But I do like it, I just don't know how much. But yeah, it's Bram Stoker's Dracula. The 4K looks gorgeous as well, by the way. I thought I should mention that. I believe it's true, but yeah. Next up, we're on the Disney section. Not much in here, but I will show you. I'll show you after how these look lined up because they look gorgeous. First up is Aladdin. Now, Aladdin is a film that I quite like. If you guys are wondering why there's a Blu-ray case in here and it's Black Widow, it's because this is a Christmas gift, and you haven't actually gotten it yet. But I was like, keep slipcover so I can keep it from being damaged because I'm paranoid about that stuff. But I do own it and I can talk about it because I've seen it. But yeah, Aladdin. I like this film a lot. Not a lot of some other ones I'll talk about soon, but I really do like this film. The cover itself is gorgeous. love that. It's kind of one of these things where, like, I know that Disney 4Ks aren't like true and they all don't always look great, but certain Disney films I want to get in 4K because they mean a lot to me, and that's the only reason why, or if I really like them. But Aladdin's another one. Aladdin is brilliant. Robin Williams is fantastic. Fuck the remake. It can go kill itself. Will Smith's good, but that's about it. They just seem to overbloat these Disney remakes. But yeah, really, really good shit. Really like Aladdin. Another one that I'm getting for my Christmas, but I don't have it, is Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast. That and hang on, stuck. That and the remake, I think, are brilliant. I think this is one of the only good live action ones, in my opinion. Love both of these, and the fact that they both have slipcovers is just amazing. I think these are both just so good. I haven't watched any of these, as I said. I don't actually have it. What's in this one? Oh, V for Vendetta is playing faux for this. Cool. Yeah, both of these are brilliant. Looking forward to watching these in 4K at some point, but like I said, I've not watched them yet, but I will. I love them both. Next is a film that I don't really like, but it means a lot to me because it was me and my girlfriend's first date that we went to see this, and that is Frozen 2. Frozen 2, I've never liked the Frozen films a lot, really. I've only seen this once, but I picked this up for £6. I do actually have this one. I picked this up for £6, and yeah, I don't have the first one in 4K, but I do have in Blu-ray. I might get that in 4K at some point, but yeah, not much to say other than I'm not a big fan of it, but it means a lot to me, so it's nice to have. I didn't have it on Blu-ray anyway, so. Next up is a film that I love, and I absolutely despise the remake. I hate it. I think it is the worst thing Disney has ever put out in terms of live action, and it's one of the worst films I've ever seen. And that's The Lion King. This original is beautiful. This case is just so nice. Again, the remake is absolute utter dog shit trash. Do not watch it. It is so bad. It is soulless, lifeless, and crap. Some of the music's okay, but this is just a masterpiece, and I'm so happy to have this in 4K as well. Love this film. And, oh god, I actually have quite a bit more Disney stuff than I thought I did. Next up, another childhood film, The Little Mermaid. I'm fucking terrified for the remake. I'm sick of Disney remakes. I'll probably see it, but yeah, I love The Little Mermaid. I'm very happy to have this in 4K. I haven't watched it yet, but really happy to have this. Next up is another film that I absolutely love, which is Moana. I think, sorry, I was just, the autofocus was focusing over there. I love Moana. I think it is brilliant. And again, I'm really happy to have this in 4K. I haven't watched the 4K yet. Wow, what a shocker. But I have seen the film and I do love it. And I'm looking forward to checking it out at some point in the future. So, next up, we have another film that, again, I love and I've not watched in 4K yet, but my girlfriend introduced me to this, and I know, oh, you haven't seen Mulan, but, well, just told you what it was. It's Mulan. Again, lovely slipcover, brilliant film. What can I say? Fantastic. Never would have thought about getting this before I met my girlfriend, but after she showed me it, love it so much. Absolutely brilliant. Next up is one that I have not seen and not seen before, and haven't opened. What am I trying to say here? I've not seen it, as well as not seen the 4K, and that is Raya and the Last Dragon. Now, this is one that I wanted to pick up, because I liked the concept and it looked interesting, and I'd heard it was really, really good. And I've not watched it yet, but I will at some point. The cover art looks cool, the character designs look cool, but yeah, I haven't checked it out, so I can't say much on it. And the last Disney one I have, Disney Pixar, is Turning Red. Now, the reason I bought the 4K for Turning Red is because I despise the Blu-ray art. Disney have been doing this thing lately with their Blu-rays where they make the case is thin and they make the Blu-ray art just look so washed out. And I paid an extra £5 just to get this in 4K because I just didn't want a washed out Blu-ray. And I'm so glad I did, because I hadn't seen this before. My girlfriend had, she loved it. We love Red Pandas. This film is brilliant. I love this film. I think the message that it gives out is just fantastic. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy to have this in 4K. Now I'm going to quickly show you what they all look like lined up next to each other. These are all the ones I have, at least. And it makes me want to collect more, which is bad, but also good. Look how nice they look stacked up next to each other. Like, they look so nice. They look really nice on the shelf. So if any of them, so I'm always going to try and get one with a slipcover. Next up is one of my most anticipated sets when I found out it was actually coming out. And that's the Dog Soldiers Second Sight 4K set. This is... I've been wanting a Blu-ray for this over here for ages, because for the longest time there's only been a US one and a Screen Factory one. Well, they're both US, but you know what I mean. And I'm so happy to have this. The 4K is immaculate. I've watched it twice. Once on my own, then I showed Callum. I love this film. And it also stars the guy who voices Soap in the original Modern Warfare trilogy. Kevin McKidd, I believe his name is. And obviously a bunch of other people that you'll know, but love this film. This set from Arrow? This set from Second Sight is brilliant. I love it. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. And I love it now that you can just buy it readily available in Blu-ray or 4K. Thank Christ. Thank you, Second Sight. You are doing God's work. Okay, next up, we have another film. Shocker. I haven't watched in 4K yet, but I have it. And that is Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Watched this with Callum a couple of years back. Bought the Criterion. Didn't watch the Criterion, but traded it in and kept a little leaflet it had, because I was going to get the 4K. And yeah, this film is fucking awesome. This is one of Kubrick's best. I mean, a lot of Kubrick stuff is fantastic. I've not seen Barry Lyndon or Lolita, and I'm not really interested in Lolita. I'm only really interested in Barry Lyndon, but fantastic film, and I've heard it looks really good in 4K as well. Ah yes, another Nolan film, even though the last one I said wasn't Nolan, so I don't know why I said another Nolan film, because I actually don't think I've mentioned a Nolan film in this video, so I'm going to shut up. Dunkirk. Saw it in cinemas. My screening was like a fucking sauna, but I think this film's brilliant. I think it's so good. Spectacle, scale. I know a lot of people have a problem with it because it's not really about anything, but I think just the scale it brings of like showing you what it was like at Dunkirk is just fucking fantastic. Although I'm fucking sick of seeing the Oppenheimer ads. Please stop. The film is still like 8 months away. Please stop. Dunkirk's awesome though. I'm not saying I'm not excited, but just chill. Next up we have our Ease. Next up we have Evil Dodd. Now I don't actually. My favourite Evil Dead film is Army of Darkness. I think the first Evil Dead is okay, but again, I like to have them all. So yeah, I think this film's okay, but they get better as they go on for me. I'm going to move on so I can talk about the ones I actually really, really like. But happy to have this in 4K. So next up, obviously, is Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 I really like as I like more than the first. Still not my favourite though, but I still think it's really, 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 really fucking good. For both of these films are brilliant for an indie film. Like, they're brilliant in general. They're just so good. And again, I'm happy to have these in 4K because I've heard they look good. And finally, my favourite, Army of Darkness. Now, I like this so much that I imported this from America. I believe I paid £50 for this. And there's only one disc in this that's actually usable. And that's the 4K. The 4K disc is the only usable disc in here for me, because the rest are Region A and I don't have a Region 3 player. So I'm actually really, 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 like, that's how much I love this film, that I paid £50 for pretty much just the 4K, because I don't think we're going to get it here anytime soon, because it's a Scream Factory release. And the way it came to me, like, in just pretty much mint condition, I'm so happy to have this. Yeah, I probably will get a Region 3 player at some point, but fucking hell, I'm so happy to have this. But this is my favourite. This film is fucking hilarious. I love it. So good. This is me and Callum's favourite. So I should have said it's also Callum's favourite. We are not the same being. We are different. But yeah, Army of Darkness, brilliant. Now on to the Fs, of which I accidentally took a steelbook through, so I'm going to put that aside. Now we're on to the Fs. Again, this is another film that I've seen once. I have the Blu-ray. And I fucking loved it. I thought it was brilliant. And that is Fury. I've heard the 4K for this looks insane. And again, it's sealed immaculate with a slipcover. This film's brilliant. I love it. I need to rewatch it soon. Like I said, I've not watched it yet, but I love this film so much. Looking forward to watching it again. Now we're on to the G's. This is one of my favourite films of recent memory and just in general. I love this film to bits. That's The Gentleman. I love this film. It is brilliant. It is hilarious. Guy Ritchie back on form. Also, my boy Charlie Hunnam is in this. Absolute hunk of a man. Yes, I have a crush, but no, love this film so much. Yeah. Not sure about the TV show. The casting's good, but I don't know how it's going to work without these guys, but we'll see. But yeah, this is one of the first 4Ks I bought when I got my, what's it called? My Series X. And I also imported a Blu-ray steelbook for this. Absolutely brilliant. Looks really good as well, I should have mentioned that, yeah. Next up is a film that I've seen once but skipped through a lot of it because I was so embarrassed by... I get secondhand embarrassment very easily, so I was just like, dude, why are you being so fucking racist? Stop. So I went to pick it up and give it another chance because I've heard it's fantastic, and that's Get Out. Again, not seen it. I've not seen it properly, and I can't really remember much about it, so I'm not going to comment much on it, but I'm looking forward to checking this out again. And the last G is one that I picked up recently because it was $9.99 with any purchase, and I wanted to give it a try. And that's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I believe it's not focusing. I believe this is a true 4K. I also didn't know it was directed by Ron Howard. I looked it up, but this is a film I think I've seen snippets of through my life, but I've never actually seen the full thing. So look forward to checking this out probably this month before the end of the year. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it is. Okay, so our first H, and this letter has the set that I'm still waiting for, and I won't get to Christmas. But first up, we have a film that is out of print in 4K and has no signs of coming back over here, at least in the UK. And that is John Carpenter's Halloween. Callum got me this for my birthday. He doesn't own this because it's out of print now, and it's really weird that this is out of print, and I feel very grateful to have this. Again, if you see my History of Halloween video, love this film. Absolutely brilliant. Happy to have it. Surprised it's out of print, but yeah, very happy to have it. Next up, we have a film that... It's fantastic beasts and where to find them. Now, I got this film because I inherited. My uncle died in 2016, and he had a big fucking Panasonic TV, and I was like, oh, I'll have that, so I yeeted that off him, and then I had that for ages, and then for like 2 years later it broke, and I tried contacting their support, and they didn't reply until like 8 months later when I already had a new TV, and they were like, oh, what TV do you have? We're sorry for not replying to you. And I was like, oh, I have this. And they're like, right, okay, we want to send you a complimentary 4K player. And I was like, excuse me? So, I sent them my details, and 2 weeks later, complimentary 4K player shows up with a free copy of Fantastic Beasts. I traded that player in and sold it, which I kind of regret, but I also don't because I bought stuff I really wanted at the time. But yeah, and I got this with it. It is only the 4K. But yeah, weird that I have this. Okay, future, past, whatever time, Mr. Mayhem here. This is the bit that's being interjected in amongst all that. I filmed that 4K video, what, 3 weeks ago. And I've just now got the last part to complete it, which is the Harry Potter 4K set now. I've seen this, as in Callum's had it, but his didn't come with a slip, and it came covered in chocolate because he bought his from CEX. But he took a gamble, and it's kind of paid off. I might do the same with Fast and Furious 1 to 8 because it's £32 for all of them in 4K on Blu-ray on CEX, so we'll see. But yeah, very happy to have these. And the most surprising thing about all these is apparently they are all true 4Ks, which is just baffling to me. So, yeah, really happy to own these and check these out at some point. I do have the 4K steelbook for Philosopher's Stone, but looking forward to checking this out soon. Yeah. Okay, next up we have, I'll do these together. We have Hellboy and Hellboy 2: The Golden Army now. I hadn't actually seen these films until maybe 6 years ago, and I love them. I think they're brilliant. I think the second one's better than the first, but by no means is the first bad. Pick these up in 4K because I think they're true, and I've heard they look really good. And that cover for the first one's brilliant. Although I am annoyed that the second one doesn't come with a slipcover, but yeah. Like I said, I haven't watched these yet, but I do look forward to checking these out at some point in 4K. If any of you want to do a tally of how many of these I haven't watched yet. In 4K, I mean, or just at all. But yeah, brilliant films. Next up, we have Now I Can Say This. We have another Nolan film, which is Inception. Again, this is the film that I didn't really like. No, I didn't. It's not that I didn't really like it. I found it confusing in terms of like, I get it, but I was like, okay. So I want to rewatch this one again soon, because I now have all of Nolan's films that you can get in 4K. So I'm looking forward to checking this out, but yeah, I don't know. This one just doesn't do it for me like it does everyone else. I know this is Callum's favourite Nolan, if I'm not mistaken, next to Dark Knight Rises, but yeah, I look forward to checking this one out at some point. And again, just happy to have Nolan in 4K. Next up, we have It Chapter 1. I have Chapter 2, but as a steelbook, again, steelbook video, if there's something here that you're like, ooh, you have that, like the Hellboy remake, I have that on steelbook, but if you go watch that video, if there's gaps that you want filled in, most likely they'll be there. Yeah, this film looks incredible in 4K. This film is incredible. I love this film so much. I think it is one of the best horror films I've seen ever. It's brilliant. Yeah. Fantastic shit. Looks really good in 4K. Again, one of the first 4Ks I bought when I got my Series X. So, really good shit. Next up, we have another Nolan, and that is Interstellar. Now, this is a film that, first time I saw it, I didn't really like it. No, I didn't really like it. I just found it a bit boring. But I rewatched it recently. Like, I picked it up and watched it the same day. I know. And this is one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen, and it is a tremendous film. I highly recommend you watch this if you haven't. It is brilliant. It looks gorgeous. Such a good 4K and such a good film. Absolutely fantastic. Next up, we have The Jays. And again, you guys will be like, Skyfall, James Bond, that's why. Not opened it, not watched it. Bought this 4K because I'd seen No Time to Die the day before, and I bought the 4K and I went to watch it again. Didn't. My favourite Bond film, or my favourite Craig film, actually my favourite Bond film is Casino Royale. I love that film to bits. It's the best in my opinion. Then it's No Time to Die, then it's this. Now, controversial, blah, 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 but I love both of them. I think No Time to Die is such a beautiful send-off for Bond. Made me cry in the cinema. It is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Turns Bond into a human. Fantastic. But Skyfall is brilliant as well. Again, I don't know if this is true. I don't think it is, but again, I wanted to have this, and I do. So yeah. Next up, we have a series that Callum bought for me this year. And as far as I know, this is one of the best value for money sets you can get in terms of like price to how much you get. Now I know that they're not true 4Ks, but still, like, it's insane. Hang on. That's the Jurassic World set. Like the Jurassic World Complete set. This shit comes with both sagas. What would it be? With both trilogies in 4K on Blu-ray for £60. That's insane. This is genuinely, and I had this conversation with Cam, this is genuinely one of the best value for money sets you can get. And it was the one thing that I was like, oh, just wait and get that. And I'm still shocked how cheap it is, but I'm so happy that I'm able to have all of these, and Thank you very much, Callum, for buying this for me. Love you, babes. Absolutely. Actually, I'll quickly go with my thoughts on these. First one, childhood, love it. Second one, like it. Third one I really like. I have a really big soft spot for that. Jurassic World I really like. Fallen Kingdom is great, but then shits itself by the end. And Dominion I liked a lot more than most people. I know it has a lot of problems, but I really enjoyed it, although I've only seen it once. So I'm looking forward to rewatching that. But again, for £60 in both 4K and Blu-ray, it's ridiculously good. Ah yes, another J franchise, which is Chapter 4 comes out in 3 months. It's John Wick. Can you believe it? Callum bought me this as well for my Christmas. And the good thing about it is it comes with both of them separately. I have the steelbook for the third video. These films look incredible in 4K. Watched these with Callum recently. Well, he got me these for my Christmas 2 years ago, and then I watched them with my girlfriend, and they're brilliant. I watched them twice with my girlfriend. I've watched these films so much; they're so good. But then Callum bought the 4Ks recently, and we watched the first two, and God, these films are gorgeous in 4K, and they're just brilliant anyway. They shouldn't be as good as they are, but they are just fantastic. Recommend this set a lot, and recommend these films so much. Next up, we have a film that I really like. You'll probably be able to guess as soon as you see the cover art. It's Charlie Hunnam. It's King Arthur. I really like this film. I think it's a lot of fun. It has a lot of problems, but again, it's just a lot of fun. And I know it gets a bit CGI by the end, but like I said, I enjoy it. It's fun. I don't care. Got it cheap. Still haven't watched it yet in 4K, but yeah. Next up, we have two films that I really, really love, and I've yet to get the third or watch the third because I've heard the third is not great, but I can borrow it off Callum because he got the 4K recently. So, and that is Kingsman: The Secret Service and Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Now, I'm in the minority that I love both of these, and I think they're equally as good. They're fantastic. I love these. 4Ks again, they're upscales, but they mean so much to me that I don't care. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Looking forward to checking these out in 4K at some point. Next up, we have just a fantastic film. Knives Out. Fucking love this film. 4K is gorgeous. Why does this box sound hollow? This is in here. Just very securely. Yes. Fantastic film. Mayhem's Musings. Go check it out. Yeah, love this film, and the sequel is even better in my opinion. So, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. 4K looks great as well. Upscale, but still looks good. Although, apparently the Glass Onion is a true. So if we do get a physical release, please Netflix. That'd be cool. Next up is one of my favorite films of 2021, and it's the HMV First or Cine Edition. I don't know because they change it up with different releases, but that's The Last Night in Soho. I love this film. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It is a masterpiece. But yeah, it comes with the art on both of them. Love this little set, and the spine is just so lovely. Really happy with this set. Yeah, fantastic film. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's fucking brilliant. Edgar Wright strikes again. Matt Smith is disgusting in this film, but he's so smooth. Oh, check it out. The Lego Movie. Now, the Lego Movie, this was £6 on Amazon brand new, and it's one of the first ones. It's like really, really thin, and I'm actually going to do an unboxing because I want to see what this looks like. I'm not going to do an unboxing, but I want to see what this looks like, if it's any different, because it's one of the first ones that's kind of thin. My history with the Lego Movie, saw it in cinemas. It should not be as good as it is, but it is brilliant. And it means so much to me that I kind of wanted to just get it in 4K, and I'm glad I do. I'm glad I have it, sorry. Yeah, it's brilliant. This, like I said, is one of the first that had like a thin... This is one of the first 4Ks to ever be released, I believe. Yeah, it's just normal. Just a bit thinner. Funnily enough, WB did this. And WB, me and Callum were in HMV... The other day, and he picked up Don't Worry Darling, and that has a thin case like this as well. So I don't know if they're going back to that now or not, but we'll see. But yeah, Lego Movie, Fucking brilliant film. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. Way better than it should be. Probably we're not going to get a sequel. No, we did get a sequel. I am fucking stupid. But we're not going to get any more of these films, I don't imagine. But yeah. Next up is the Lego Batman. In fact, I've not watched that 4K yet, as you saw. I just opened it. But next up is the Lego Batman film. Movie. I didn't really ride the train for this. I love Batman in the Lego movie, but I didn't see this in cinemas. Picked it up on Blu-ray shortly after it came out on physical media. Fucking such a good film. Absolutely hilarious and way better than it should be. I might actually watch this soon. But absolutely fantastic. I've not seen the 4K yet, as it's still sealed. But yeah, really happy to have it. Next up is another film that I actually had this film already on Blu-ray sealed, but then bought the 4K for it, and that is Le Mans. Saw this in cinemas with my dad. This film was fucking incredible. The racing sequences are so intense. Oh, check this shot if you haven't. It is so good. And I believe this is James Mangold again, isn't it? Yeah, James Mangold knocking it out of the park. I'm very excited for his Indiana Jones, although the trailers are not convincing me so far. First batch of M's is again one of the first 4Ks I bought when I got my Series X. Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road, I didn't see this in cinemas, but I got the Blu-ray on release day. Love this film so much. It is brilliant. 4K looks really good, but there is, I haven't noticed the problems, but people say there is. This looks really good in 4K. The rest of the Mad Max films I don't care for, which is annoying because that box set they have of 1 to 4 is beautiful, but yeah, really happy to have this. I've actually watched this 4K. Like I said, looks really good, but yeah, brilliant film and good 4K. Next up is a trilogy that I didn't actually like until last year, and by last year I mean 2021. Callum said that there was this whole drama where one of our ex-friends wasn't sure if he wanted to go, and Callum's like, fuck it, I'll go. And I was like, I'll go with you. So we both ended up going to see The Matrix in cinemas, and I loved it. Before that, I'd seen it, and I didn't really like it. I didn't really get it, but yeah, after seeing that, I loved it. And he was like, oh, do you want to watch the sequels? So he came over, we watched the sequels, and I love all of these films. I think they're brilliant. Apart from Resurrections, I'm not quite sure on that yet. I love all these films, and when I saw this was on sale recently, I was like, I have to pick this up, because apparently they look really good in 4K, but this is such a lovely set again, and these films are brilliant. Resurrections is dumb, but love this. Absolutely fantastic. Now we are into a double pack. I say double pack. It's the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit set. I bought these recently. And the fact that you get the theatrical and the extended both in 4K is insane. So I can completely understand why we don't have the Blu-rays in here, because absolutely fantastic. Love these film trilogies. I didn't actually like Lord of the Rings until I met Callum, and then even then, I didn't love it until I rewatched it in 2018-19. But yeah, these films are just absolutely fantastic. If you want my thoughts on them, go look at what I watched for October. But yeah, I have actually watched these, even though they're the longest ones in my collection. But yeah, absolutely just fantastic. Love them to bits. They're just brilliant. Next up, we have the Mission Impossible 4K set. Now, this is a set that normally goes for, what is it, £100 retail, but I got this for $75 on Amazon. And initially, I only wanted 4, 5, 6, because I don't really care for 1, 2, 3 that much. But I thought, nah, it'd be cool to have them all. And you can't buy these separately, sadly. My foil is kind of coming off. So I think I'm actually going to open this now and have a look. Ooh. So you get your 3 boxes, which seems to be the previous 4K set with the Blu-ray. And then just the 4K with Blu-ray for Fallout. Interesting. But yeah, I absolutely adore 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3 are okay. So excited for 7, part 1 and part 2. they keep upping the ante, and I genuinely don't know how they're going to outdo Fallout. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. But yeah, very happy with this set. Again, some of these sets can be so expensive. Like, this is 6 films, right? £100 retail. Jurassic World, 60 quid, 6 films. 6 films, 60 quid, retail. It's staggering, like, the differences between prices of franchises sometimes. Next up, we have another steelbook I actually brought through. Next up, we have an absolutely fantastic horror film. Again, it's sealed, but we watched Callum's copy. I've not watched Mission Impossible as you saw because they were sealed, but that's Malignant. Callum saw this in cinema without me because I was not well at the time. But I said it was okay for him to go. He loved it. I pre-ordered the Blu-ray. We watched it on New Year's Eve. Oh my god. I have now just noticed something on the cover that's awesome. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a face there. Like the black face going into that face. That's insane. That's cool. I didn't notice that before. But yeah, this got a 4K 6 months after that Blu-ray, and I watched it with Callum, and I loved it. And this 4K is gorgeous, and it's a true. I love this film to bits. It is fucking fantastic. Check this out if you haven't. It is brilliant. Next up, we have The Martian Extended Edition. This doesn't come with the standard. I've not seen the extended though, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. But I saw this in cinema with my dad. This is a really, really good film. Yeah, not much else to say on it. It's really, really great. A lot of fun. Quite serious, but also quite fun. Yeah, just happy to have it in 4K. And I've heard it looks good as well. Haven't watched it, it's just open. Next, we have an import from Germany, because you don't get a 4K here. And that is Midsommar. I haven't watched this 4K yet, but the disc art on this is lovely. If you've seen the film, it's like the murals. Oh, this is a film I saw in cinemas with one of my ex-friends, and I really liked it at the time. But then I got the Blu-ray and watched the director's cut. I love this film to bits. It is fucking brilliant. I'm going to import Hereditary in 4K at some point as well, but looking forward to checking this out in 4K at some point soon. Now we begin what makes the M's so big. And if you can probably guess, it's the MCU. So yeah, let's just get into it. First off, I do this in alphabetical, not MCU order, so I can keep the big boxes. But next we have Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man. Take them out. Opinions. The first Ant-Man is really good. I had a lot of fun with it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I can't remember any of it. Saw it once in the cinema, and it's the most forgettable one I've seen in ages. I'm not excited for Quantum Mania. I'll see it, but Ant-Man and the Wasp was so forgettable. Like, I've had the Blu-ray for ages. I've watched it, and then I bought the 4Ks, and next up, we have, in the wrong order. Fuck. Oh, I've got these in the wrong order for some reason. Next up, we have Avengers Assemble. Now again, like I said, I'm going to preface this now and not say it again. A lot of the MCU stuff is not true 4K and does not look that good, or doesn't look significantly better for the upgrade. But I love these films and they mean so much to me, and I love having them on a premium format. Avengers Assemble. Saw this in the cinema. I love it. It's not my favourite MCU film, but I do really love it, and I think it's fantastic. Not much more to say on it. It's brilliant. Then we have its sequel, which is Avengers Age of Ultron. I really like this film. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is. I think it's really, really good. In some ways better than the first, but that's just me. Yeah, really like this film. Now we're on to the film that's had its sequel out this year, finally. Black Panther. Now, Callum loves this film. I think it's okay. I haven't rewatched it recently. As you can see, it's sealed. I haven't rewatched any of them yet in 4K either. But yeah, I thought it was okay. I've seen this twice in the cinema. I thought it was okay. Saw Wakanda Forever with Callum. I found myself bored to tears for a lot of it. I don't like that film that much. This one I like a lot more, but yeah. But this one I've heard looks really good in 4K, and I've not even heard it because I watched Callum opened his copy and we watched a little bit of it his, and it looks really, really good. Next up is another disappointment that I didn't see until recently. I bought the Blu-ray maybe like 6 months after it came out. Didn't actually watch it until recently, but that's Black Widow. This film is a massive disappointment, and it's way too late. It's just underwhelming, and a lot of it's just like, you could have had this really intimate spy thriller, and by the end of it, you turn it into another generic superhero movie, and it's just like, yeah, it could have been worse, could have been better, but you know, it exists. Let me get this straight. Like, if you like it, that's cool. Doesn't bother me none. Next up, we have one of the greatest superhero trilogies of all time, in my opinion, Captain America. Again, the thing I love with these 4K sets is they all come with them individually. Captain America 1, I love. I think it's brilliant. Captain America 2, I love. I think it's brilliant. And oh, guess what? Captain America 3, I think, is brilliant. And again, this set is just lovely. I love these trilogies. They're such a nice colour, and they're solid boxes. Next up, Captain Marvel. I do not like Captain Marvel. I have seen it once. Say no more about that. Next up, Eternals. Biggest surprise for me. Watched this recently because I bought the Blu-ray of Callum before he traded it in. Really, really liked it. It's very different to everything else, and it works for me. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I had heard notoriously bad things about the second's 4K, but I thought, again, I want the whole MCU, so I picked up the double pack. I think both these films are just as good as each other. I'm super excited for Guardians 3 because it looks like they're actually trying to wrap up this story, this trilogy of characters, and it's very rare in the MCU. So, next up, the Ugly Duckling, the odd one out, Incredible Hulk. I don't think this is going to look that great in 4K in terms of the CG for the Hulk and that, because I remember me and Callum were, he watched the Blu-ray like a couple of years back, and he was like, dude, the CG's not held up. And we put the Blu-ray in for a little bit, and it's not, but I quite like this film. Our next trilogy, and the first trilogy I bought when I was getting into the MCU in 4K, and that's the Iron Man trilogy. Yeah. First one's great, second one is not so much, third one is okay. Very happy to have this again. Nice sturdy box. Love it. Next up is a film that I watched with Callum recently. Again, had the Blu-ray like Black Widow. Except this film wasn't a disappointment. That's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's a lovely slipcover, by the way. Very nice. Yeah, this film is great. Very much looking forward to a sequel for it. Brilliant. One of the best things to come out of Phase 4. Next up we have Spider-Man Homecoming. I love all these Spider-Man films. There's not a Spider-Man film I don't like, and that includes the Garfield and the Maguire ones. Brilliant. Not watched it in 4K yet, but again, Far From Home, like I said before. In my opinion, this trilogy just gets better. I love all three of these films. They're just absolutely brilliant. But yeah, not watched them in 4K, like I said. And now we're on to our last trilogy box set, which is the Thor trilogy box set. Now, again, I already owned Thor Ragnarok in 4K, but I wanted that outer box so bad. Thor 1, I think, is severely underrated, and I actually really like it. Thor 2, and Thor Ragnarok, obviously, is fantastic. It's brilliant. Just so no one moans, this film is poo. It's boring. But I'd much rather watch it over Black Widow, I think. I don't know. But yeah, Ragnarok's great as well. And again, super happy with the big chunky box. And now we have one of the best box arts of the year, in my opinion. Thor Love and Thunder. Not opened it, not watched it yet, but I saw it at the cinema. It's not as good as Ragnarok. It's not great. It's actually quite cringe-inducing at times, but cover art is fucking banging. Love this little set. Brilliant. Film is not so great. Next up, we have the HMV exclusive Godzilla set. This came out. This is the only way to get the 4K was through this HMV thing, or this set was at least. This is a film that I saw in cinemas. I loved it, and then over time I was like, well, there's not that much Godzilla. But then over time, I have come to adore how much they don't show him, because it just, and the way Gareth Evans, I believe his name is, Gareth Edwards, I get those two mixed up with the Raid and him. The way he films Godzilla makes him seem like huge, which he is, and it's brilliant. None of the sequels do that, and it loses a lot of that magic for me, but brilliant. I love this HMV set, and I love Godzilla 2014. Next up, we have Kong Skull Island. Again, not opened this, not watched it. I bought the Monster vs. Steelbook set, as you saw, but my girlfriend got me this for my birthday, so I'm not going to get rid of it. I really like this film. I've not seen it in 4K. I think it's quite good. Yeah, not much more to say on that. Next up, we have Jordan Peele's Nope. Love this film. Saw it in the cinema with Callum. Absolutely brilliant. Cancelled my Steelbook because it's ugly as fuck, and got the first edition, which looks way better. Great film, check it out if you haven't. Next we have Nobody. Not actually watched this 4K. I have the Blu-ray as well. Saw it in cinemas with Callum. Fucking brilliant. So excited to get the sequel soon. Yeah. Fucking fantastic. Check it out if you haven't yet. Okay, first P is Power Rangers. This film deserved a sequel. I love this film. I think it's brilliant. I've not watched it in 4K yet, although I opened it to look at the discs. I think it's brilliant. I think it's way better than it gets any credit for. It's just so good. Now for one of my favoritist films of all time, Pacific Rim. Now you might be wondering, well, it's still sealed, you haven't watched it. I have watched it in 4K. I have the Titans of Cult, and I've watched that. Film looks gorgeous in 4K, and I love Pacific Rim so much. It's got Charlie Hunnam in it, big monsters fighting big robots, fucking fantastic. Again, one of the first 4Ks I bought when I got my Series X. Okay, second last shelf. It's currently 20 to 3 in the morning, so I'll try to get through this soon. So, yeah, might as well just get started. So, next is such a fucking fantastic film, and I got to see this in the cinema with Callum, which I'm so grateful for. This was just before lockdown. That's Parasite. Again, Callum got me this on Halloween for the same birthday. Come on, autofocus. I love this film. Not watched it yet. Still sealed, but heard it looks great, and I'm really excited to rewatch that because it's just fucking brilliant. Seen it twice. I've got the Steelbook, the Blu-ray Steelbook. I watched that. So next is Beach Blink. Now, this is a film that I heard benefits from 4K a lot, and I'm very excited to check this out soon. Yeah, really looking forward to watching this at some point. I've heard it's really good in 4K. I've seen it before, and I really do like it. The other two are not great. Again, with the value for money trilogies, 20th Century coming in strong with Planet of the Apes. If you wonder why I keep doing that, like I said, it's the autofocus, just keep focusing on weird things. But yeah, it's the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Now, three 4Ks and Blu-rays for 30 quid. My ticket's in here. Where's my ticket in here? Why is my ticket in here and not in the box? That's weird. Sorry about that. Let me just sort that out. But yeah, these films, this is one of the best trilogies ever made. Fucking brilliant films. I'm so happy to have them in 4K. And again, Fox, your price points are just brilliant. Keep it up. Not so sure about the new one coming out, but we'll see. Next up, we have the Predator collection. Now, I had the single for Predator before, but I decided I want to get them all because I want to watch them all in 4K. And I'm so happy I did because it's a fold out. I've seen Predator in 4K. I watched my 4K, but I gave that to Callum. I watched Predator in 4K. That film was gorgeous in 4K. The film is brilliant. Predator 2 looks really good in 4K as well. I've not watched Predators in 4K, but I actually quite like Predator 2 a bit more than I did before upon rewatching 4K. and I like Predators quite a bit still. So, and now we have a film that I saw in cinemas. You probably guessed what it is. I'll show you it. It's The Predator. Now it's sealed. I've not opened it, but I've seen this film 3 times. Once in the cinema, and I didn't like it. Watched it again with Callum. Really didn't like it. Borrowed it off him again to give it another chance. Something clicked. This film's stupid. My ticket just fell out. This film's stupid, but I find it to be thoroughly entertaining there. I don't know what it is, but something clicked, and I find it to be so entertaining. So I picked up the 4K because I was like, I don't have it on Blu-ray, and it was cheap, so yeah. I know a lot of people don't like it, but Prey is fucking brilliant. It's just as good as the first one, the first Predator, in my opinion. Now we have another one that's first time buy Blu-ray and 4K. I've never actually seen this. I still haven't seen it. It's Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness? Prince of Darkness. Fucking hell, it's getting late. Sorry. Prince of Darkness. I've not seen this, so I can't comment on it, but it's John Carpenter, and it's got Donald Pleasance in it, and it's one of the few John Carpenters I haven't seen yet, so looking forward to checking it out. Another Nolan. The Prestige. This is a film that I've seen once and thought it was a bit overhyped, but I want to rewatch it because I've heard it's really, really good. I'm very excited to get into this at some point and give it a rewatch because I remember I really liking a lot of aspects, but just never really getting it. But I have all the Nolans, so it's one of the ones I'm gonna check out again. Next up is another one of the films that was like one of the first films I thought of when I first got my 4K player, which is my Series X, but I didn't actually get it until recently, and that's The Revenant. This film's gorgeous on its own, and I saw this film in cinemas with Callum. We just turned, what was it? Like we were just turned 15 and we're just able to see it. This film was fucking brutal and it's brilliant. I've only seen it once. It's gorgeous. It's what the cover says. It's brutal and beautiful. I didn't actually see that, but fucking great film. Check it out if you haven't seen it because it is just immense. Heavy shit though. Again, this is a film that was overhyped for me until I watched it a few years ago. Saving Private Ryan. Again, I've not watched the 4K yet, but look forward to checking it out soon. A film I saw in cinemas and I think is just amazing. And again, I didn't have the Blu-ray, surprisingly. And that's Shape of Water. Love this film. Absolutely brilliant. Very happy to have this on 4K. Now, this is another film that I go through phases of when I can watch long films and when I can't. And this is when a phase when I could. That's Scarface. I love this film. And when I discovered it out of 4K, I was like, oh shit, I need that. But still not watched it yet. So, but yeah, really happy to have this. Love this film to bits. It's so good. Next up is another film that I really wanted in 4K because I've heard it looks stunning, and that's Schindler's List. I'm not going to say anymore. It's fantastic and heart-wrenching. Now, we have Scream. And I know they just released Scream 2 in 4K in October. I've not got that yet. But this franchise means quite a lot to me because it was one of the first horror franchises I got into. And it's the first horror franchise that me and Callum watched. I love all these films. The sequel, the new one, is fantastic. And we should be getting the trailer for the 6th one today as of recording this. So, very excited for that. But I've heard this 4K looks immaculate and I'm looking forward to checking that out. Next up, we have a set that originally I was just going to go in and get the first one, but they didn't have it, so I just decided to say fuck it and get both of them. That's Sicario, the double pack. Again, I love it because it comes with both of them separately. First one, Callum introduced me to it and it's fucking brilliant. The second one is actually surprisingly quite good, although it sets itself up as a franchise at the end and that kind of leaves it on a sour note, but both still really good. Apparently they both look incredible in 4K, but I can't say because I've not seen it. Next up, we have a film that I have a story about. So this is Speed in 4K, yes? So I didn't have Speed in 4K or Speed in Blu-ray at all, but I wanted to get it because I really, really liked it. But I ordered it and it didn't come. So then they refunded me the money and I ordered another one. Got that one in, all jolly good. 2 days later, another copy pops up. So I just get 2 copies for free. So I gave one to Callum when he got his 4K player, and yeah, for the longest time, I just had 2 copies of Speed kicking out, both those slipcovers. So, but yeah, this 4K is gorgeous. Rewatched this with Callum. Really, really good shit. Next up, we have another film that is kind of in the same vein of Blade Runner, except I actually enjoy this a lot more. The Shining. I love Doctor Sleep. It is one of the biggest surprises of 2019 and just in general for me. Me and Callum both adore that film. It is fucking fantastic. And The Shining as well. This 4K looks immaculate. The difference is insane. Definitely worth a pickup. Now we have the Spider-Man trilogy, the Maguire one. I got them all separately and I fucking adore these arts. I love these. These look so fucking good. Again, all 3 of these films are my childhood. They greatly benefit from 4K. Check them out in 4K. They are brilliant. And they look so nice together. Next, we have the Garfield Spider-Mans. These are films that I've come to like more and more and more as it goes on. I didn't like them when I first saw them. I thought Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone were the best parts of it, but I really appreciate these films now quite a lot. Not watched them in 4K yet, but I do quite like them. Next up, we have Spider-Verse. Again, this is an upscale, but it looks gorgeous. This is an absolutely fantastic film. Just incredible. The trailer just came out for the new one. They have PS1 Spider-Man in it, and it's 5 stars already. But no, seriously, I've watched this 4K. It's gorgeous, and the film itself is incredible. Now, we have... I don't know how I'm going to do this. Guess I'll talk about it by trilogy. We have the Star Wars films. So we have... First 3, I will say I fucking hate these arts. They are disgusting. But Phantom Menace, liked it as a kid. I find it extremely boring now. Attack of the Clones, liked it as a kid. Still like it to an extent. Revenge of the Sith is fucking brilliant. It's up there with the original trilogy for me. Rewatched Revenge of the Sith and the original trilogy with Callum recently, and we're rewatching the sequel trilogy as we speak. We watched Force Awakens, which I've seen 8 times now. But yeah, as I was saying, original trilogy, yeah, the blue boxes again, I get them for Christmas, but I'm keeping the slipcovers. Original trilogy, watch these again with Callum. Don't like this one as much as I did as a kid. I still think it's amazing, but I just find it a bit boring. The best one, fucking amazing. I still think that I love Return of the Jedi. Sue me. Now for a controversial opinion. Here we go. This is the new trilogy. Yeah, I got this second hand, so that's why that's not different. I love The Force Awakens. I own 8 different copies of this film. This film means so much to me. It was my first Star Wars that I can remember seeing in the cinema. And it's incredible. I rewatched it with Callum a few days ago. And I love it. And I'm rewatching The Last Jedi with Callum soon. And I'm just... Star Wars means so much to me. Like, I love The Last Jedi and Force Awakens. Rise of Skywalker is not great, but it could be a lot worse. The main problem with that trilogy is it just feels extremely disjointed from each other because it's all different directors. But apart from obviously the first and the last, but that bit in the middle really fucks the pacing in terms of the overall story. And then we have the 2 spin-offs. I love Rogue One, and I've heard it's a true 4K, and I've heard it looks really good. And Solo, I saw 4 times in cinemas. I don't know why, but I've not watched it since, and I want to watch it again soon, so that's why I got the 4K. And next up, we have another import from Germany, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, although this may be defunct soon, considering the fact that Second Sight are supposedly doing a 4K next year, so I'll probably pick that up. But I tested it, and it doesn't look too different. It looks like the colours pop a bit more, but yeah, it's okay. The good thing about this is that all the menus are not in German, but all the audio is in English, and you get English subtitles as well for everything, so it's fine. And now for Nolan's latest film, Tenet. Me and Callum were like, oh, we should try your 4K player out a bit more, and we should go get Tenet. We searched like we searched like 4 different Tesco's to find this and watch it. And it was worth it because this film looks gorgeous. And I saw this in cinemas during the pandemic when they weren't even doing tickets. You had to wear masks in the movies. I liked it. I liked it a good bit back then. This is just growing on me. I love this. It doesn't make it it doesn't make sense, but the spectacle and just what and what he does with stuff, like, I just really enjoy that film. Okay, down to our last stack. This has taken a lot longer than I thought it would, but yeah. If you've made it this far, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe please, because it's a lot of work. Anyway, but I enjoy doing it, so it's fine. So next up we have Terminator Salvation. This film, I think, is one of the best Terminator. I think it's the best Terminator sequel, in my opinion. It's brilliant. I think it is really good. It's not amazing, but it's really good. I've not seen it in 4K yet, but it's one of those things where, like I said, it means a lot to me, and I wanted the 4K, so. That cover art is just so nostalgic, because it was the DVD cover art as well. I remember getting the slipcover and everything for Christmas when it came out, but yeah, really like that film. Next up is a film that I've seen once and really liked, and that's They Live. Callum, if you're watching, you know the joke, but anyway. This is a great film. One of John Carpenter's better films. One of his best films, not better, because they're actually, from what I've seen, they're all quite good. Like In the Method of Madness, but it's video for another day. Great film. Heard the 4K looks great. Looking forward to checking it out. Next up, we have the Transformers 5 movie box set. This is the newer one, which has all of them with the stylized covers. Because Callum got one recently that doesn't have 5 with the stylized covers, but he's not really bothered. But let's go through these. So the first one, I really like. The second, I can bear through it. The third one is really good. The fourth one means a lot to me and Callum, but it's not great. Is that? Sorry, there's just some glue on here. Anyway, yeah, the fourth one, there was just some glue. The fourth one means a lot to me and Callum. We saw it in cinemas on release day. Like, we weren't even sure we were going to get in. The gates were so shut at the cinema, we were that early. And we were like, dude, we need to get in. But then no one came till like 5 minutes after the screening started. So it was really, really strange. But yeah, that means a lot to me and Callum because we saw it together. And then 5 I actually quite like, although Callum doesn't. For various reasons that the fans say. But yeah, love that set as well. Nice chunky set. And then we have Bumblebee, which is arguably the best Transformers film. I'm very excited for Rise of the Beasts. That looks great. Yeah, brilliant film, and John Cena is quite funny in this as well. It looks great in 4K. Forgot to mention, I've actually watched all the Transformers in 4K. They really benefit from it, although 5 looks the worst, in my opinion. But yeah. Okay, so the first U we have is the Universal Monsters Volume 1 set. Now, this one has everything in it except one film, and that's Bride of Frankenstein. If this set had Bride of Frankenstein instead of the Wolfman, this would be a brilliant set. Dracula, I don't like that much. It's one that I have liked less and less as I've watched it. Frankenstein's brilliant. Invisible Man is my favourite. I love that film so much. I bought it pretty much just for the Invisible Man. And the Wolfman's okay. But I'm just happy to have this set. It was on sale for like 40 quid. And it never goes that cheap, so yeah. I would never get the second set. Like, I'd love to have it, but it's just so expensive that unless it was like 20 quid, I just wouldn't get it. But yeah, that's that set. I've not watched them in 4K yet either. Shocker. Next up is the Unbreakable trilogy. Really happy to have all these in 4K. Not watched any of them in 4K, but Unbreakable's really good. Split's awesome. Glass is okay. But looking forward to checking these out, because I know Unbreakables are true and Glasses are true, but Split isn't. But still, looking forward to checking these out in 4K. Next is a blind buy that I heard was Roland Emmerich's only good film, arguably good film, and was quite a lot of fun, but I still haven't checked it out yet, and that's Universal Soldier. Can't say much on it, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. It comes with a nice slip. And the last U is Jordan Peele's Us. Now, I saw this in cinemas. Thought it was okay, but then rewatched it with Callum, and I fucking love this film. Like, it's so good. And I rewatched it again recently, in the last year or two, and it's so good. It's so creepy. A lot of you might be saying, oh, well, it seems like watching it with Callum, you're forced to like it. No, I'm just dumb and don't appreciate stuff sometimes. And that's totally fair. That's not just Callum. I just happened to watch it with him because he's my best friend. But yeah, I really, really like this film. Very happy to have it. Okay, so our first V for Vendetta. Love this film. Like I said, in my musings video. If you want to see my full thoughts, go check that out. But fantastic film. 4K looks really good. Our first and only W, Warrior. This film is fucking phenomenal. It is so good. Check it out. It is heartfelt, emotional, brutal, brilliant. Go check this out. It is brilliant. Again, not watched it, but look forward to checking it out. Okay, now we are down to our last letter, which is X. So let's just get into it. You can probably gather what these are going to be. Again, Fox, X-Men trilogy, £30 for 3 films. Brilliant. These films look so good in 4K. The first is great. The second is really good. The third is okay. Yeah, these films look great in 4K. Definitely worth the price and the upgrade. And then we have the Beginnings trilogy, which again, I've watched First Class and Days of Future Past in 4K. They look really good. They're both fucking amazing. Love those films. Apocalypse I've not watched yet. I got that recently. It's still sealed, but Apocalypse is okay. Yeah. And then we have the last one, which is Dark Penis. It's okay. Again, I've not watched this 4K yet, but yeah, it's okay. And the last 3 films we have are Deadpool. Looks really good in 4K. Love it love it. Also love the sequel. Logan looks incredible in 4K. Love this film. Beautiful send off for Hugh Jackman, although he's coming back for Deadpool 3. But I'm okay with that because I've always wanted to see those two bicker back and forth with each other. And finally, the last 4K, New Mutants. I picked this up on a blind buy recently and watched it recently and I actually really enjoyed it. It's not brilliant. The ideas of it are awesome and I'm really upset that it didn't get any sequels and wasn't developed further, but still fantastic. And that is my standard 4Ks. Holy shit, that has taken me like 2 hours to film, but it should be an easy edit, just cut out all the bits in between. But my god, thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. It's going to be a good year. I have a feeling it's going to be a good year. Yeah. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy this and you made it this far. And yeah, I've been Mr. Mayhem and I'll catch you later. Cheers.